Today we're going to forge a small frontier knife using this coil spring. What we've got to do is cut a segment of length, and then we're going to heat it up in the forge. We're going to hammer it and straighten it out and shape it up. Please join along and watch this build. Our cutting edge here, handle, spine. See, it's thicker than the edge side. Right now we are doing a heat cycle. Now that I've got the profile of the knife that I want, because it's been hammer forged and we've done some grinding, we've got to heat cycle it 3 times. So we basically bring it up to, cherry red, almost to forging temperature, and then we let it air cool, and then we'll repeat that 2 more times, decreasing the exposure in the forge, and then after the 3rd time we'll let it completely air cool again, and then we'll go into the heat treatment. This is the last cycle. In between cycles I also put my maker's mark and stamp the steel 5160, which is going to be your spring steel. So this is the last thermal cycle. You can see the stamp right there and maker's mark, Texas Star right there. So we're going to let this cool down, and then she's going straight to heat treat. There's the spine of the blade. It's right here. You can see a little better. Straight spine. Got our tip profile. We've got all our hardware holes. We've got our grind at about the 85%. Here's our handle Picasso transition to blade edge. And again, I'm leaving about a dime's worth of material left on the edge so we don't get too thin during the heat treatment. So we're going to go ahead and get our oil at the temperature. Make sure I grab it so that the spine, that's what I grab. And we're going to go with a differential heat treatment. So we're going to go straight to oil right now. Still see the residual heat. Pull out. Let some of that residual heat travel to the edge so it's not super brittle, so it's like an auto temper. See it turning gold, brown, back in. Check it again. And you can see the wheat color on the blade. And so now we're going to go back in for the final quench. There's the wheat color, and back in. So what this does is that we've got soft and hard, or should I say edge is hard, spine and the rest of the knife is tough. And that is my differential heat treatment. Shut off the forge. We are done with it. See any distortions, no cracks. Still got hammer marks, which I'll leave those. Just enough edge to where it stayed straight and be easier to grind. So you saw earlier hammer forge this small frontier knife and put it to the grinder, put in a nice flat grind on it. I left some of the hammer marking towards the spine, but other than that I put a flat grind, and then once I had the right grit, I think I went down to about 320 or so, and after that just put in some elbow grease, and I took it and did a patina on it using my my method. And so once I clean up the blade, polish it up a little bit, you get this dark rustic patina that goes from blacks and then kind of has a small brown line towards the edge. That's how low I wanted it. I want to leave the blade more or less a satin color. And so what this does is it gives us a good protection against rust. And with 5160, I think this blade will be both tough and sharp. So I'm going to complete this build by putting scales on. I finished the knife, got the scales on it, and I like it. It's got red liners in it, bone handles, brass hardware. So I've sharpened it and I've stropped it, so I want to see how it does in terms of best sharpness. So let's test it out and see what kind of rating we get. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zero the machine. Place our blade on the fulcrum, and I'm going to very gently start applying pressure until we get a registered reading. .145. That's probably the lowest reading I've had for a knife. This is extremely sharp. Wow. I'm happy. Well, here's the finished knife. Sheath is done, knife's done. I've cleaned it up, polished it up, added a lanyard. I hope you like the knife and inspires you to make a knife or something else. A lesson out of this knife build is that one man's junk truly can't be another man's treasure. You don't need anything fancy to handcraft a knife or something else with your hands. Get out and give it a try. Through the fruits of your labor, you just might find it personally rewarding, regardless of how it looks. And that satisfaction is the true treasure. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others.